Alright, so I want to go ahead and show you how to fix glazing errors on your bags. So there are these markers for wood furniture. They're called touch-up markers, and there's a bunch of different brands that sell them. So I chose to go with Guardsman because it was the most cost-efficient for me, and it was available to purchase on Amazon Prime. So I went with these markers, and also I watched Cool Chick Lucky or a Lucky Cool Chick's video on YouTube. You should check her out. She has great informative videos, but she's the one that turned me on to Guardsman. But yes, there are many other brands that do sell these wood furniture touch-up markers that you can use. So with this brand, it does come with a set of 3, and obviously they vary in darkness colors, and I would recommend going with the lightest color to start off with. You can always graduate to the darker color, but you rather start light and then move darker if need be. But let's get started. So I have my Neverfull PM that I ordered from Venus. I'm going to set up my workstation and put a towel down just in case of mishaps. And what I'm going to do is I am going to find a section of the bag that's not as noticeable to at least start and test out. And you also want to make sure that you don't get any of the marker on the vachetta or on the canvas of the bag, so take a steady hand. So let's see if I can figure out how to do this on camera for you guys. So I'm going to start off with the side cincher straps. I'm going to move the cincher up. You can see that the marker does have an angle on it, which will help you when applying it. So you want to go almost on an angle and let the angle and the vachetta guide you when applying it. So let's see if we can do this. So I'm gonna go ahead and start right here and just glide it right on. And like I said, being very careful not to have it go over on the vachetta, keeping it clear and crisp. Go ahead and go down on the second piece. Very nerve-wracking. Now I'm going very delicately as to not have too much bleeding in one spot. Alright, so let me show you what I did. When you do it in strokes, you're almost gonna have places where it's a little darker, and we will see where how that turns out when it dries. You can see, I wonder if you can see it right there a little bit. It's a little bit darker, but otherwise it looks good, so maybe I'm just a little crazy. So I'm gonna go ahead and continue right along. On these smaller parts of the bag, I would suggest utilizing the tip or that point of the marker rather than the whole top of the marker to guide you. So let's see how this works out. If it already looks dark enough, I am not going to go over it because I'm losing which ones I've already completed and which ones I still need to go over. And as for these smaller pieces, I would suggest utilizing the tip as well for these. going around. Fixing what you can. Obviously, like the smaller sections, like inside here on the fold, I don't even think I'm going to attempt that. Although I could do that. All right, guys, this is for you. Whew, that was nerve-wracking, but successful. Now, obviously, I'm going to repeat the same steps on the opposite side. Again, I'm going really light, and I think you can see where I stopped before because the cincher was pulled up, and you can see the difference. So you do want to blend that. Let's see if I can show you how to blend that. Maybe that will make it a little more blended. There might not be places where it's perfect, but hey, at least it's not super light. Another part that I didn't talk about on the review is the thickness of the straps from Venus, or Anne, as she used to go by. They are really thick straps. I don't know if that's because it's the smaller version of the bag, so I feel like they're bigger than they actually are, but the thickness of her straps are great. So I'm assuming this part would be really easy. Now obviously when you get down to the chaps of the bag, it's going to be more difficult. I've heard people say that they put a piece of paper by that section to avoid it touching the canvas, and that looks like a great idea. So let's see. I feel like that went mostly on the paper than it did on the vachetta. Good thing is it didn't bleed through. Maybe double it up for good measure. Can you see the difference? I think I might just wing it. This is really difficult to do on camera because I just want to bring it close to my face. doesn't look too bad. So I'm gonna continue working this and we'll show you the final product. You can see where it's darker in some spots, so you do have to be careful. So I completed one entire handle. So I did complete one entire handle, and in some spots it looks better than others. But it is overall darker. If you can see here, before is on the bottom, after is on the top. Not bad, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and finish the other side and we'll show you the before and after pictures. I wanted to show you this part of the bag that holds the cincher straps onto the main canvas part, as this should be interesting. But this is probably where it's the worst of the glazing. And that was definitely difficult. All right, so I finished with the entire bag and I made a boo-boo in 2 spots. So one, both on the canvas, of course. So one right there, they're barely noticeable. And then even on the same part right there. So what I wanna do is test my Apple Care cleaner with a Q-tip and see if it will come off. Oh my goodness, guys, you won't believe it. So, the Apple Care cleaner takes glazing mishaps straight off the canvas. Look at it. They're both no longer there. No longer there. No longer there. Now, if you may remember, I once had a bag that I received from the seller with glazing on the bag. That's my Midoriya Speedy review. I took the glazing off the bag without the seller telling me what to do. The seller said the glazing probably wouldn't come off the bag, but it did. With Apple Care cleaner, guys. Not any ammonia, nothing too sensitive for your leather, but it came straight off. So I am completely done with the exterior part of my glazing and I am super happy with it. I can't wait to show you up close.